different food categories that there are. So there are 6 different categories. Can you name any of them for me? Think of the foods that you have at dinner, or that you have at school, or that you got in your school lunch, or maybe what you're packed for lunch, or what you have for breakfast. What kind of things go into those? Right, you have vegetables, you have fruits, you have grains, you have protein. What other ones can you think of? Grains, proteins. What can you think? There's the other category, which are things that maybe aren't super good for you. And there's dairy, right? Good job. So yes, I'm in my pajamas. Don't judge. But today we are going to be talking about different types of food. So I am going to show you all the food that's in front of me. So I have different fruits, different vegetables, different dairy, different proteins, different grains. They're all sitting right here in front of me. So what is the fruit group and what goes into it? So what goes into the fruit group is any fruit or 100% fruit juice that contains any part of the fruit group. So these can be fresh, these can be canned, these can be frozen, dried, and sometimes they can be whole, cut up, or pureed even. So like applesauce would be a puree. So here are some examples of fruits that I pulled out. What is this? This is a banana. It is a fruit. The little apple on the back indicates that it's a fruit. This is what? This is an apple. Good job. It is also a fruit. What are these? These are blueberries. Awesome job. It is a fruit. And you may or may not know what this is. I myself personally don't like this, but I know a bunch of people that do. It is a type of melon, somewhat. I classify it as a melon. It's probably not right, but I do. It is a cantaloupe, and it is a fruit. So now what classifies a vegetable to go into the vegetable group? So any vegetable in the vegetable group, or something that is 100% vegetable juice, is classified as a member of the vegetable group. So vegetables can be raw, they can be cooked, they can be fresh, frozen, canned, dried, or dehydrated, and some may be whole or cut up or even mashed. So what kind of things, vegetables-wise, do you think can be mashed? Right, potatoes. So mashed potatoes. Some people mash up and puree carrots. Some people like to do a bunch of different things with vegetables. So based on their nutrition content, vegetables are organized into 5 subgroups. So you have your dark green veggies, you have your starchy veggies, you have your red and orange veggies, you have beans and peas, and you have other vegetables. So some that I have here are, what is this? Right, they're baby carrots. And on the back we have a carrot to indicate that it's a vegetable. What is this? This is broccoli. On the back it indicates that it's a vegetable. What's this one? One of my favorites. It's a baked potato. And on the back indicates that it's a vegetable. What's this one? Green beans, right? That's also a vegetable. And our last one that I have here is what? Corn. And it is a vegetable. Good job, guys. So now we're going to talk about the grain group. So what types of grains can you think of? Whenever I say grain, what comes to your head? What kind of foods could be in this category? So I'm going to list a few. These could be popcorn, rice, oatmeal. They can be bread. So what goes into the grain category is any food that's made from wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, barley, or another cereal grain goes into the grain group. It is a grain product. So bread, pasta, breakfast cereals, grits, and tortillas are also examples of grain products. So why do we need grains? Why do we need bread or carbohydrates? To give you energy. You want to have energy throughout the day. So that's why people who run races eat pasta the day before. So they have a lot of energy and they can build off of that while they're running. So some examples that I have here are, what is this? Pasta, right? And it is a grain. The little bread indicates that it's a grain. What is this? It's a muffin. It is a grain. What is this? You could call them Ritz crackers. These are called snack crackers. It is a grain. What is this? It is white bread. It is a grain. And last one, what is it? Rice. It is also a grain. So now we're going to talk about proteins. So what kind of proteins can you think of? There's probably some that you don't think of right off the bat, same as me. So some different proteins that go into the protein food group are foods that are made from meat, poultry, so like chicken, seafood, which would be like shrimp, salmon, beans and peas, eggs, soy products, nuts, and seeds are also considered products of the protein food group. So some examples that I have here are, can you tell what this is? So this is turkey. It is a protein. The little steak there shows that it's a protein. This is a favorite of many. What is it? Bacon, right? It is a protein. This is one that you probably don't think of, but peanut butter. Peanut butter is a great source of protein. Can you tell what this is? This is a fried egg. So it is a protein. And another one that you probably don't think of are, do you know what this is? These are sunflower seeds. It is a protein. All right, so lastly we have our dairy group. So what kinds of foods go into our dairy group? So in our dairy group we have all fluid, which is like water, milk, all fluid milk products, and any foods that are made from milk that retain their calcium. So these are like yogurts and cheese. Now this says that foods that are made from milk that have little to no calcium, such as cream cheese, cream, and butter, are not part of the dairy group. I actually did not know this myself. I thought that they were always a part of the dairy group, but you'll learn something new every day, right? So all of this information, I'm going to save a link to the choosemyplate.gov so you can go and find more information on these different groups. But for right now, let's look at different foods that I have. What is this? This is mozzarella shredded cheese, and it is a dairy. The little glass of milk back here. What is this? This is American cheese, and it is a dairy. What is this? One of my personal favorites. It's ice cream, and it is a dairy. What is this? Can you tell? This is frozen yogurt, and it is a dairy. And lastly, what is this? This is a milkshake. It also looks like chocolate milk. It is a dairy. So now I challenge you. Now that you know these 5 groups that I explained, plus the others, which is like maybe not the best group that you can have, but they also include things that, like pizza. So it has things that have multiple groups in them. So pizza has crust, which is your grain. Pizza has cheese, which is your dairy. It can have pepperoni, which could be your protein. And it can have tomato sauce, which is your fruit or your vegetable, whichever you prefer to classify it as. This right here, if I can find my tomato, I just had it. Oh goodness. Oh, here it is. My tomato. This classifies it as a vegetable, but I know there's some controversy that talks about it being a fruit. So I challenge you to draw a plate of food with all of these groups on them. You want to include your fruit, your dairy, your vegetables, your protein, your grains. You want to include all of these things in your meal. Or you can write a story or a recipe with your family. Cook dinner tonight with your mom, your dad, your loved ones, whoever you're with. Cook dinner with them tonight. Show them that you want to be able to be a part of this and that you want to learn how to cook. That's a great skill to have. So I want to see you create your plates of food, because food is an essential part in your life. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have all of these things. You eat different things all the time. Make your plate of food for breakfast or lunch or dinner and just draw it. Draw out a nice picture of it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this nutrition lesson. Bye.